This is section 2.5. We're going to be talking about survey problems. Let's suppose we have a survey and the results are in this Venn diagram. Set A is the set of students willing to donate blood. Set B are the students willing to serve breakfast. So anything inside this circle, those are the breakfast servers. First question is, how many students are willing to donate blood? So that's set A, donate blood people, anything inside this circle. So we have 370 here, but we also have the 120 over here. So 370 plus the 120 gives us 390 students, 490 students, I can't add today, 490 students that are willing to donate blood. Next question, how many are willing to donate blood but not serve breakfast? So we want donate blood, not breakfast. So this is the donate blood. These are willing to also serve breakfast, so we don't want those. So we're just interested in donate blood. There's 370. And the last question, how many were not willing to do either one? Well, if you don't donate blood, if you don't serve breakfast, you have to be outside both of those circles. And there are 290 students that are outside of both of those circles. Suppose I give you a survey problem, a word problem, and I want you to answer questions about the survey. First thing you're going to do is use a description to define sets and draw a Venn diagram. So you want a Venn diagram. Second thing you're going to do is use the results to determine the cardinality. Remember, the cardinality is the number of elements for each region in the Venn diagram. This is important. It's in bold for a reason. You're going to start with the intersection of the sets. That's the innermost region, and you're going to work your way out. And lastly, you're going to use the completed Venn diagram to answer the questions. A survey is taken that asks 2,000 randomly selected U.S. and Mexican adults the following question. Do you agree or disagree that the primary cause of poverty is societal injustice? The results of the survey showed that 1,060 people agreed with the statement. So we have 1,060 agree. We've got 400 Americans agreeing with the statement. We also know that half the adults surveyed were Americans. So what we need to do is draw a Venn diagram. And your first thought, my first thought, was to draw a Venn diagram and have a set for the U.S. and have a set for the Mexican adults. Well, the problem with that is we need a Venn diagram where the circles overlap. And if you're a U.S. citizen, you're not going to be a Mexican citizen. So we need to have a Venn diagram that is not U.S. and Mexican. We need something to overlap with the U.S. citizens. So we are going to make our other set the people that agree. So outside of those two circles would be Mexicans. Now, we have four numbers actually, half the adults. Four numbers, and we have to figure out which one we're going to use first. Well, anytime you have something that's in two different sets at the same time, that's the one number you're going to start with. So we've got Americans, those are the U.S. citizens, and we've got agreeing. So we have 400 that are Americans, and they also agree. So they're part of the American set, and they're part of the agree set. So they go in the middle. Next, we know that half the adults are Americans and there were 2,000 surveyed. So if half of them are American, then we know that there are 1,000 total, sorry, wrong way, 1,000 total Americans. Well, I've already used up the 400. I've already got 400 Americans in here on the Venn diagram. So if I know that there's 1,000 Americans total, and I've already used 400, that gives me 600 that belong in this set right here. 600 that are outside of that agree set. We also know that 1,060 people agree with the statement. So in this set right here, there's going to be a total of 1,060. But remember, again, we've already used the 400 for the intersection there. So what we need is the 1,060, subtract off the 400 that we've already used, and we have 660 that agree but are not U.S. citizens. Now there is going to be a number outside in the universal set. There we go, here. So we've got 600 in this portion, we've got 400 in the middle, and we've got 660 in that portion. So how many have we used out of the 2,000 total that have been surveyed? So we've got 600, we've got another 400, and we've got the 660. So altogether, we've used 1,660 of the 2,000 that were surveyed. So to figure out what goes outside, we have 340 that are not in either circle. So if we add up all those numbers, it should total 2,000. All right, now let's actually answer the questions that are asked. Okay, so let's go back to the questions. How many Mexicans agree? So we have to be in the agree circle, and we have to be outside of the U.S. circle. So inside the agree circle, but outside of the U.S. circle, there are 660 Mexicans that agree. And the last question, how many Mexicans disagreed? So they have to be outside of the U.S. circle, and they have to be outside of the agree circle. Well, the only number that's outside of both of them is 340 Mexicans disagreed. I'm going to change this homework assignment. Rather than doing 2 through 28 even, I want you to do 2 through 20 even. And then I also want you to do 44 and 46. So I dropped 4 problems, but I added 2 more. So this is your actual homework problem. Doesn't matter what it says in your packet, disregard that. I want you to do 2 through 20 even, 44 and 46.